this is the genesis of this. She was an intern. She was Howard's personal intern on the show. So this is her. This is from the Howard TV. Marianne Garvey, like Chauncey said, so now she has a column for the Post, or she does like a...
She was working on page 6.
She's working on page 6.
Yeah.
And Marianne Garvey calls the show as just Marianne from, I don't know, New Jersey. You know, this is how Howard has the media, you know, sort of the New York gossip media in his pocket, that he deploys people like her for the Post, and then Harvey Levin's represented by fucking Buckwald, and they have ex-interns working for TMZ. This is how you can control, and then Mike Walker and shit like that.
And Richard Johnson.
And Richard Johnson. She calls in, and she's not telling really who she is, but she asks a question, and of course you come up in this controversial question.
Marianne, you're on the phone.
Howard.
Yes.
I have 5 questions for you about Beth. Are you going to answer them?
Am I going to answer them? I'll answer anything.
Okay. All right. Ready? Number 1. What's the most stubborn personality trait that you had with Allison that you were willing to change for your relationship?
These are some of the last. So she's bringing up Allison, which these are the Allison smear campaign years. So this is this is 2002. Okay. So you could still, he would bring her up all the time, and it's like the very definition of defamation, right? You defame, you make yourself look like a victim. And Allison's the bad guy, and she's cleaning you out, and he would, you know, do these passive aggressive shots every day at Allison.
With Beth.
I'll talk about Beth. I ain't going to talk about Allison. I'll tell you why.
No, you don't have to talk about Allison. Just
Allison's the mother of my children.
It's about
you. Asked you about your personality trait.
Like, what was your worst?
I just hear the word Allison,
you
and
say can't talk about it.
I can't talk about it.
No, what was the worst that you were willing to change? Like, what was so hard?
There was nothing hard.
That you didn't have.
I'm the same person. I'm the same person with Beth that I was with Allison. That's the shock.
You didn't have to change anything.
No.
Or work
Howard,
on anything.
Please.
I don't change anything.
Did you have to work on anything?
I'm sorry. You're both talking at the same time. You're both attacking me at the same time.
No. I'm just saying. I'm repeating what you said the other day. That there was something, you know, that Beth had a concern about, and you learn from your psychiatrist. Sometimes you have to sit and listen. And you said that was a very difficult thing.
Robin's right. I learned to listen. There.
So, Chauncey, is it a court order? Do you believe, did he confide in you that it was a court order that he had to go see a psychiatrist because it would, Allison's orders, who was a social worker, that he could have, custody of the kids sometimes, that part of the court order was that he had to see, that's my theory, that he had to see a psychiatrist.
I don't recall. It was a long time ago. Could have. I don't
think an egomaniac like him would do that unless he was forced to.
That's it.
Okay.
Simple as that. Listening.
Okay, ready for number 2?
Okay, this is where Chauncey comes up. Here we go.
What was your worst fight or disagreement so far that has made you, doubt the relationship?
With Beth?
Yeah.
Haven't had a fight.
Not at all.
I'm not a fighter.
No disagreement.
I'm trying to think. The only thing, we had one thing about, what was it? We got upset about, I got upset about Chauncey's interview that he did with Steppin' Out. The Steppin' Out interview that he did,
But it
Chauncey.
didn't make you doubt the relationship.
Didn't make me doubt the relationship. We both got very upset about it because Chauncey was going around press releasing and.
So it caused stress in your relationship?
It caused some stress because I feel that, especially when it comes to my kids, it's very hard to have a father whose whole life is in the public. Because you know me, I talk about my sex relationship. Beth was in FHM and, it was kind of a sexy layout and stuff. So I can imagine it's difficult for my kids having a father like me. And I felt that...
Did the girls see that layout?
Sure, they did. Okay. Yeah, they did. But the fact of the matter is...
So what exactly is he won't expound on this. It has to be something about Beth's relationship with his kids, right?
I think my questioning was do they call you mom, or are you a friend or a mother to Howard's kids? What's the relationship? And
Awesome.
Do they accept you as their dad's partner?
Great question, sir. Great question.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want to know that?
Well, what else would I talk to her about?
Right.
A model in Sears catalog?
And the more you went down that road, the more uncomfortable she got. But this is the only person giving her this press, and she's nice enough. She's going to answer it, right? And then Howard's infuriated because there is Emily hated her. Deborah hated her, and Ashley was too young to care, so she was the only one who had a relationship.
They hated her, and there's more to it than that, because you have to understand, I knew Beth before Howard.
Yep.
Beth and I were very close. So whatever I wanted from Beth, she gave me. Like when I did an interview with her, and I did a couple, she always gave me more than she would tell anybody else, because it was like two friends talking.
Yep.
Now, you know how private Howard is and how he banned me from the show for life because I got in the news about some private business affair. So you can imagine. Well, Beth said that she was going to talk to Howard about coming over my house for dinner.
Wow.
Beth wanted to bring Howard to Glen Rock, New Jersey, to my house. There's even a show where we talk about it.
Yeah.
Me and Howard have a fight about it because he said he admitted it. He goes, "Yeah, now Chauncey's got Beth making plans to go to Chauncey's house for dinner."
I always try to think of them, and it's probably difficult for them to have a father going through a high-profile divorce and a mother going through a high-profile divorce, and so you try to be somewhat smart about the press. And I got upset that Chauncey now was in charge of the press. You know, that's the last guy.
And it slipped through your fingers into Chauncey's hand.
Yeah, and somehow it went horribly wrong.
He's such a fucking slimeball hypocrite, too, because if he had a celebrity on and that were their dynamic, that's the first fucking question he would ask that person.
Of course.
He loves divorce. He loves ex-wives and divorce. He loves that shit. So you should feel no compunction about doing that.
Oh, no,
Zero.
I never did. I never did about any question I ever asked anybody.
No.
Because that's
the way to do it.
That was my job.
That's the job. Holding him accountable.
And not necessarily through any fault of Chauncey's. This is the way he does business, right?
Because all he's used to, Chauncey, is getting softballs and puff pieces from the media that he's manipulating around it, the Marianne Garveys of the world, and nobody asks him a hard question. And
he just said, and not no fault of Chauncey, because that's what he does. Howard even knows. What am I supposed to do?
Yep.
This is a bonus question. Do your kids like that?
Backhanded insult.
Yes, they do.
That's a lie. They hate her guts. Immediately, he answered it so fast. Yes, they like her. They still like her.
Do they like her a lot?
Yeah, I think so. I think they do, yeah. I think they think she's a nice person.
Has she ever hung out with them alone without you?
Yes.
And how's it gone? Is it, like, weird?
Well, I mean, at first it's weird, but it's not that weird. Now, 2 years I've been going out with Beth.
Are they comfortable with it now?
I don't know. You'd have to ask them that, but I'm comfortable with it.
What do they think about the age difference?
I think they were, I'm guessing now because we didn't really have a problem. Well, I mean, I think they were thrown by it. They're used to me being with their mother. I think they were freaked out by me with anybody else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And now they're comfortable with it? It's cool?
I don't know that they're 100% comfortable with it, but we're working on it.
Okay, I have another question. What's the furthest you've gone with, like, flirting or fooling around with other girls when Beth wasn't around?
Flirting with other girls?
Like the furthest you've gone where you almost pushed it and almost, like, cheated or almost...
Well, when we first started going out, I was seeing other people.
Well, that doesn't count.
Well, you're asking me. You're asking me in my relationship with her. I was seeing other people when we first started going.
Chauncey, so who besides Angie Everhart, Robin Givens, Layla Arciera, I mean, that didn't really. I hope that didn't go anywhere. What don't we know?
I would think the others would be strippers.
Yeah, names we don't know. Right, buying the car, right, Mercedes.
There's a whole host of strippers that I'm sure he saw coming in through the back entrance of his, apartment building. And
yes.
But that's not what she's asking about.
But cheating? That she's unaware of right now.
I haven't really cheated. I mean, I don't think I've gone. I mean, I flirting on the show a little bit. Maybe if
No, off the air.
Sometimes I'll go to a club with a bunch of guys, and women will come over and talk to me and stuff. That's flirtatious, I guess.
Have you ever made out with anybody behind her back?
No.
But what about the day you got Rebecca Romaine Stamos drunk in your apartment?
I didn't lay a hand on Rebecca, and Rebecca and I talked about Beth and talked about John, and we didn't.
We're to believe that he's simultaneously with Angie Everhart and Beth at the same time, and or Robin Givens. Was he going back and forth with them?
It's possible. I would say but they were all trying. Listen, that was the lottery ticket for these girls.
Yep.
So I'm
no doubt about it.
They were all competing for the golden ring,
This is Marianne a video of her coming on the show, and she tries to do a stunt to get on the air, and she's considered an intern. This is 3 years before what we just listened to.
She's so cheesy.
Yeah. This is my last day. I want to say bye. I'll never get a chance to do it.
So right after this, Chauncey, she goes to the Post.
She goes to the Post. She had a thing on VH1 where she was like a talking head for celebrity news. For a short while, she had a career. She would write for, I think she wrote for Us Weekly. She wanted to be in the gossip. She wanted to do what I did. She wanted to be me.
No.
And when did you come up with this plan?
I didn't. I said I want to get on the air. And he said, would you lick Benji's armpit? I said, yeah.
Do you have a problem with Marianne licking your armpit?
No, I don't want her to have to. But I don't have a problem.
What was your relationship with Benji, Chauncey?
Good. It's still good. It's still good.
You talk to him still?
Yeah. On Facebook once in a while. He's never did anything. He's never said anything bad about me. Even when they all hated me, Benji was like, hey, that's what it is, man. Don't take it to heart. Like Benji was always cool. Like always.
He likes to be a contrarian, so he looks at you as a contrarian, as the other side, or he wants to. Does he give you dirt to this day? If you ask him,
no, he doesn't give me dirt. But I remember when I would go on the show, he'd always come up to me and say, "Oh man, I'm so impressed by what you do in your career." He goes, "I look
because you're a troublemaker, right? He wants that anonymity, or he wants that autonomy.
Yeah, he could never be me.
No,
he could never do what I do.
He wants that. He wants that autonomy. He wants to be like a free agent, and he needs the show too much. It's just nobody would. He's too like this the shtick coma, and he's too much of a fucking scatterbrain, and he doesn't. So he doesn't have that kind of the skill set you have to pull that off. He needs the show so much, and it pisses him off.
Would you let her?
Of course. But I would wish she wouldn't have to and everything. If it bothers her and everything, unless she wanted to do it.
Can I do it now?
Yeah, sure. Why not? I'd like to say that.
Are you guys still gonna like me when I'm done?
She loves you so much. Call her on the phone. She talks about you for like 2 hours. And
really, what did she say?
Love you.
Like she wants to replace your wife. She wants like how she could be like the best wife for you and everything.
Say that.
Hey, it's Amy Fisher.
No, it's not. I don't say that.
Do you think you'd be a better wife to me than my wife?
No, I don't.
Be honest.
No, I don't.
Would you take care of me and really worship me?
You. Oh, I do worship you.
You would.
Yeah.
Already you're winning.
You're right.
All right. Okay.
You promise you won't criticize me?
Look, your wife worshipped you when there was very little for the rest of the world to see.
My wife worshipped me from the beginning.
She's got it up on you.
That's right.
That's 99, by the way. So I'm guessing that Marianne's probably in her mid-20s at this point.
Yeah, she was young then. Yeah.
What was your relationship with her like? Did she try to be your understudy?
Well,
I want to do it.
I'll tell you. I remember at the MTV. I first met her. I was at the MTV Awards.
Oh yeah.
And she couldn't get in. I was leaving. I was done for the night. She goes, "I'm Marianne. I'm friends with Benji. If you're leaving, could I have your pass?" And I said, "Yeah. I'm out of here." And I gave it to her. And she goes, "You're so cool. You're so cool." But then we had a tremendous falling out, because she was working for Richard Johnson, and then she left. And I wrote something in my magazine that Richard fired her for some reason. and she went crazy. She goes, "Who the fuck are you? You don't know what happened. You're a douchebag."
She left a message for you? She called you?
Yeah, like one of those long, hateful messages that went on and on. I just laughed. I used to love those messages.
Did he really fire? Was that true?
Yeah, he fired.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't? I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, maybe
she did something. I forget what it was, but she did something.
Oh, I got it. Here's what she did, and I don't even know her. She's one of these people who's always ulterior motivated. I guarantee you, he caught her trying to get another job under his nose, and she was trying to get another gig somewhere. And he's like, "All right, I'm beneath you now." Bye.
With a competitor.
Yeah, with a competitor, guaranteed. Yeah, she's constantly trying to social climb.
She was a star fucker.
Star fucker, right?
She wanted to see how far she could get. She wanted to be on TV.
Exactly.
She loved Howard. Like everything she ever wrote was Howard's great. That's all she ever wrote about.
Sarah says he's seething. Yes, Sarah, you could hear that's passive aggressive Howard seething in that Chauncey had asked Beth really hard hitting questions about the kids. That is his Achilles heel beyond, especially back then. We did Andy Cohen had Beth on her show, and he asked Beth a similar line of questioning. Oh, I'm sorry. A caller did. a caller called in and this is more recent. This is like 9 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And she was rattled. She's like, yeah, we talk all the time. Really?
I think I remember that. I think I recall that.
Speak? It was really good. The caller was excellent. She didn't. I don't know. And Andy Cohen loved it. Andy Cohen loved every second of it. When he's
because by the way, they really could break up over this. If Howard thought Beth became a liability because of something she said, he would slam that window so fast on her.
Especially at this juncture in his career. He has so many options and shit.
Yeah. I'm sure when that happened with me and Beth, that Howard said, if this relationship's not going to work, if you're going to talk,
they had a massive fight. That was, they
bring it up on the air. For him to bring it up on the air, it was a big one.
Yep.
It probably was close to ending their relationship.
No doubt about it. That's rule number one.
Yeah.
Not confiding, and she broke I guarantee she had a set of guidelines she had to follow, and that's the number one thing, and she broke it.
I guarantee during that fight, Howard said these words to her. It's pick it's going to be me or Chauncey. Or Chauncey. I swear those words were said to her.